Hello everyone, in this tutorial we will create a character that can enter the car from the driver's seat, can exit the car, and enter from the passenger seat. And when we get out of the car, we also check that is there any obstacle from the left side of the car. So if there is the obstacle, we exit from the right side. We will create this system from scratch. First, we need to export the animation from City Sample Project. Go to Crowd, Character, Anim, and Interact. Like Vehicle Hero Car, enter from passenger seat and exit, and the loop animation. And then right click, Asset Action, Export, and choose Download Location and Save. Export. Because this animation, they use this skeleton mesh, I have to retarget this animation. Let's close this. Now open our last Destructible vehicle project. Add new folder. The name is Crowd. And another folder is Character. New folder, Animes. And new folder, Interact. And use our animation that we export from City Sample Project. Import here. And select the SK Mannequin Skeleton Mesh. And import all. We have a message error because they have the different bone. But it's not cause any large problem. You can see the character is a little bit short. So we need to retarget it again. Add new folder. Name it retarget. Like all this animation, right click and retarget anim asset. Duplicate and select this OTG mannequin. From SKM Queen to SKM Queen Simple. And the prefix, you can set it to new and change the folder location to Crowd, Interact, Retarget. Click OK. But this is the same mannequin, so you cannot change it to SKM Queen. This one is Queen and this one Twin Simple. Retarget. And here is the animation. You can drag it inside the scene and another animation inside the scene, and we can compare it when we play. It have similar animation, but the scale of the bone is larger. And now we open the wall blueprint, and we do not possess this. We call because we want to start with third person character. Go to world setting and choose BP third person game mode. And to spawn the third person character at any location, we search for player. This player start. Drag it inside the scene. And then let's play. When we start play, we have this character. But when we walk, hit the car, it breaks the glass because the physics force is too large. So let's go to third person blueprint, third person character. This character movement. Search for physics H force scale, set it to fall. And this push force factor 100. Initial push force factor 100 and push force factor 100. And this make type force is 100. And we slower this force. And let's play test. When we hit this car, we not affect the glass of this car, and we cannot push this car forward. Click on content, add new folder. The name is gameplay, and then add new folder, driving. Create new blueprint, actor component. The component name is BP car interaction. And open this. We call search for BP vehicle base, and then we add the new component for that we just create, BP car interaction, and we add the capsule collision. Rename it to door collision. And set the location. H is 0, Z is 60.9, and Y rotation 90, Z is 90, and the capsule half height is 150. The capsule radius is 62. And then go to destruction and add scene component. The name is in 3 left rotation. For us to easy to debug, we can add the arrow. You can see the arrow down here and set the location of the entry left. Location is minus 30.2. Y is minus 147. And Z is 90. You can see here is the location. And you can duplicate this entry. Rename it to entry right rotation. And set the Y to 147. Z is minus 90. Can add another arrow. And this arrow, we click on this arrow to set to default location is 0. And here is the right entry. Next, we click on mesh, then add scene component. The name is driver location. And add a cube. The scale of the cube is 0.2. And you can search for hidden in-game. Set it to true. We just want to debug the location, so it will hidden when we play the game. And set it to 11.25. Y is minus 43.7. And Z is 133.47. And you see this location. Set the cube to visible, set it to false. And we need the motion warping to move the character from its location to this entry location. This is not rotation, set it to location. Go to plugin, search for warping. This motion warping, enable this, yes, and then restart now. Save. Inside the third person character, add component, search for warping, this motion warping component. And we add variable. The variable name is vehicle. Variable type actor. Add variable character. Variable type is VP third person character. Add variable character camera. And this is for the transform of the camera. Another one is vehicle camera. Add variable timeline length vehicle, set it to float, and timeline length character. In the begin play, get player character and then cast to VP third person character and promote it, set it to character variable. We open this vehicle base, edit the blueprint, interaction, component, create a custom event. The name is on interaction static. And then add input name is interactor. Actor object reference. And the interactor we cast to third person character. Then promote it to variable. Rename it shorter than this is character. And then we get owner, cast to VP vehicle base destruction. And promote to variable. The variable name is vehicle. We get the owner because this interaction, we use it inside the vehicle based blueprint. And this vehicle based destruction is the child of this vehicle base, inherited from this vehicle based blueprint. Go to event graph. For the door collision, we add this on component begin overlap event. And the overlap actor has to third person character and set vehicle variable. And this is safe. PC. When we press C, get BP interaction, and we call the event on interaction started. And the interactor add new variable name character. And this character variable type is actor. And then set it to interactor. Go to third person character and PC. We want to enter the car when we hit C on the keyboard. And we want to exit the car when we hit the same key. And then get vehicle has to vehicle based destruction. And then get door position. This character variable and call is overlapping. And then create a branch. Then call BP interaction component. Call event on interaction started function. And the interactor is safe. Go to the BP car interaction and create a new custom event. Name is intercar. Get character and on motion warping. Add or update warping target and split this warping target like this. Split this transform and this warping target is interact. Get vehicle and get entry left location. Another one is entry right location and get world location. Delete this first. We only get the world location of the entry left and get world rotation of entry left. And then add new variable. Name is enter exit. And then we set this to true. And get character mesh play montage. And this montage to play, we have to create it. Go to crowd and name interact react and this enter create any montage. Open this and add this loop after we enter the animation. And after that, add montage section. Name is loop. And move it here at the end of the first animation. And let's click on loop. When this first animation ends, the character will play this loop animation. And now we add animation montage. First one, notify name is door open. And the second one is door close. And set this notify begin time is 0.078. And another one, is 3.35. And the track at notify track, notify state, motion warping. Move this to 0 and this at this duration is 0.299 and set this root motion modifier to school walk. And the warp target name is interact, the same name as this warp target name. And all these animations, like all of this, right click and back edit root motion, we enable the root motion. And let's play this montage. And then we get character, capsule component, and set collision enable, set it to no collision, because we don't want the character to hit with the door. And get character, get character movement, set movement mode, and set it to flying. And this character called camera boom, and set collision test to false, because it will collide with the vehicle when we enter the car, so we don't want it to collide. And now we need the animation of the door of the car. Get vehicle, get mesh, and call play montage. And the montage to play, we call 3 animation interaction, and this enter create any montage. Use this as montage to play. Let's play test. We have a serious bug. It happened because this cube search for collision and no collision. Inside this car interaction, enter car we call after this event. And when we play test, when we press C, we can open the car door, but the character stay on the rooftop, and the vehicle glass not rotate with the animation. Let's go to Destructible, and we need to initialize the glass in the begin play. And our third person character, the character floating because the IK of the character leg is working. So go to ABP menu, and then a variable. The variable name is CR alpha. and this anim graph get CR alpha and select alpha float next to this index. If it false, it's 0, and if it true, it's 1. 0, it means that this control rig, we stop the wage of this control rig, and 1, it means this control rig is working. So go to car interaction. Before we call this play montage, get character and get the mesh, then get anim instant. As to ABP menu, and then set CR alpha to false to stop the control rig. Let's play. Now, when we hit C, character go inside this vehicle. On this play montage, notify name, or switch on name, notify begin, add pin. The first is door open, and the second notify is door close. And we want to make sure that the character only get this interaction one. Need to call do once and create a custom event. We redo this interaction after the animation is finished. We name it to complete. So after we close the door, we call complete. And then get character, attach actor to actor, and we attach to the vehicle, location, keyword, and scale keyword. After that, we get player controller and get vehicle call process the vehicle to control the car, and this vehicle we enable input. Use this player controller as the player controller. Get character, set actor, transform to make sure that the character will stay at the correct location of the car seat. Get vehicle and get driver location, get world location, need it to transform this vehicle, get actor rotation. This is the rotation. Click on sweep. Let's play. When we press C, the character go to the car and can drive this car. Next, we want the character to enter from the passenger seat. Get vehicle, get SKM proxy, this skeleton mesh, and get socket location, and then this add new variable. Name is driver door phone name, and this variable type is name. Duplicate this, name it to passenger door phone name. File, and this driver door name, we set the name to door front open L. You need the exactly right name, so be careful with the name. And another one is door front open all. Get this driver door name to socket name. Copy this socket location, this passenger door name, delete this row, and then get character, get actor location, find the distance between this driver and the passenger seat. And then pair less or equal. Promote it to variable. The name is left or right. Set it before we call the enter car event. And get left right. Call select. And get the entry right location. Get world location. It to false. This one to true. Make it to the transform location. And the one get world rotation and get left right select and this one to false and this one to true and it to rotation. And this animation montage, we search for this and enter from passenger, create any montage, open, and then add this loop to the animation, add new montage, section name is loop. zoom it and we move it to this the end of this animation. Montage section, click on loop. Same as before, we add track. This scan track, we add the motion bopping. Right click on this bopping. The length is 0.799. Full warp. The warp target name is interact. And add notify. Montage notify. Begin time is 0.078. And name of notify is door open. Another montage notify. Begin time is 3.97. Notify name is door close. Save. Go to car interaction. Get left. Select. Like this. This one is passenger and another one is enter from the driver. And this vehicle animation, we can delete these two animation montage that we don't use. Name this montage and this passenger, create any montage. Get left right, select this. When it's true, we enter from the driver. When it's false, enter from the passenger. Now let's play test. When we near the driver seat, sorry, we have the wrong animation. Go to car interaction. Because this rotation is wrong, so let's change this. And let's play test. And it from the driver car, driver seat, and enter it and play again. If we go near this passenger seat, we open the door and go to this driver seat. It is working. We want our character can exit the vehicle. We create a custom event. Name is exit car. And get vehicle movement component. And get speed, the forward speed. If it's larger than 500, create a branch. And if the speed is too fast, we cannot exit the vehicle. So we call the complete the interaction. And if it fall, we get character, get mesh, then call play montage. Find the animation and this exit. We create any montage and add montage notify. The begin time is 4.76 and use this inside this montage to play. Go to vehicle, blueprint, vehicle base, and create a new custom event. The name is remove input mapping. And then we copy this, remove input mapping. We remove the ability to control the vehicle speed. So get player controller and cast to player controller, and we remove this input mapping. Let's compile and back to car interaction. When we play this exit montage, we remove the ability to speed up the vehicle. Remove input mapping. And then get vehicle, get mesh, call play montage. Let's find our vehicle, animation, direction, and this exit. Create any montage and use this exit vehicle montage. On notify begin, we process the character. So get player controller 0 and process character. When it's complete, we get vehicle and get spring arm. Set relative trans rotation and set everything to 0 because we want it to be the default rotation. And then set the inter exit to false and call complete. Get character and detach it from the actor. When we detach, we keep the word location, rotation, and scale. And get character, capture component, set collision, and enable the collision, set it to query and physics. Then get character movement and set movement mode, set it to walking. When we inside the vehicle, we set it to flying. Now we set back to walking. Because walking will have the gravity affect the character, and flying, it just float in the air. And character camera boom. Set do collision test and set it to true. Get character and mesh. Get anim instant. As to ABP many and set CR alpha back to true, because we have to enable the controlling of the leg. And character get actor rotation, set actor rotation, and then split this rotation and connect the jaw, because sometimes we work on the slope, so the character rotation is not straight, so we have to set it to straight rotation. And get player controller, set control rotation, and this new control rotation is 0. And on interaction start, after do 1, we get enter or exit and create a branch. If we already enter the vehicle, we have to exit, so call exit car and go to vehicle base. For this cast, we no need to cast to player controller. We see this node here, and copy this handbrake input. And when we exit the vehicle, we set this handbrake to true to stop this vehicle. And let's play test. Now go to enter the vehicle. That's, and if we stop and press C again, nothing happened. In this on interaction started, for the vehicle, after we set the vehicle variable, we have to set the character variable. And get character, set it to this variable. Let's play test. When we press C, we enter the vehicle. Let's try a little bit and then stop. Press C. We get out of this vehicle, but we fall down from this static mesh. We fall down because we process this too fast. So let's copy this process and process it after we play the animation montage complete. Let's play test. We can enter from this passenger seat. And if we exit the vehicle, we not fall down anymore. The animation is looking a little bit off. You can adjust it by using the software, 3D software like Blender. Next, we want to trace that if there anything as the obstacle on the left side, so we exit at the right. And if there anything at the left and the right, we cannot exit the vehicle. And when we exit at the passenger side, our character will exit by teleport. Let's move this exit car event down. And create a custom event. Name is exit car teleport. Add input. The input name is left or right. Then create a branch. And if disconnect this, get vehicle and vehicle component, movement component, get forward speed, and if it greater than 250, we do not exit. Just call the complete interaction. This function prevents the character to exit when the vehicle is moving. And get vehicle, get entry left location, and entry right location. When this left right, or select. When it's fall, it is left, and when it true, it is right. Then get world location, break vector, make vector, x to x, y to y, and the z beneath the capsule component I. So get capsule component and capsule half high. From the character we get actor rotation, and this half high we add it to the z. Get character, set actor transform, Click this transform, like these two locations, and the rotation is our actor rotation. Teleport, set it to false. Then get character, stop the animation montage. We have to stop the looping that's driving the vehicle animation. Connect it to this complete montage. Now when we want to teleport exit, we just call this event exit car teleport. Next, we want to trace to find the obstacle at the door of the vehicle. So create a new custom event, name exit car trace. Get vehicle, get SKM proxy. Get socket location and get driver door bone. Get right vector. Actor vector and multiply it. But to float minus 80. Add it with this socket location. Then call line trace by channel. This is the start location and this is the end location. You can debug this line trace by put for duration and the time set it to 10. Then add new variable. Name is left overlap. Another one is right overlap. This one we set it to left overlap. Move it down. Then this left overlap. Create a branch. If it is overlap from left, have to trace it for the right side of the door. We use this passenger door name. And this multiply with 80, not minus 80. Then set it to right overlap. And get right overlap. Create a branch. If it is right overlap, we complete the interaction. We don't do anything because the left also overlap and the right also overlap. And if it is false, we exit and teleport and set it to true for the right side. And this one, when the left is not overlap, we just exit the car using the animation montage. And on interaction started. For this exit, we change it to exit trace. We want to trace the obstacle first. Let's play test. When press C, enter the vehicle. When we press C again, can see this line trace and we don't hit anything, we can exit at the left side. And when we try it and near this wall, press C, we exit from the right, but the animation looks not so good. Go to crowd and this interact. For the inter, this blend out, we set the blend time to 0. And another one, blend time to 0. Let's play. Again, try to this wall. We press C. Now we teleport to the right side of the vehicle. Next, we want to teleport into the vehicle. There are some occasions when we want to teleport into. Example, when the car is stay on the high slope. So we just teleport into the vehicle. No need to play the animation. Create a custom event. Name is Enter Car Teleport. And set Enter Exit to true. Get character. Set actor transform. Split this transform. Get vehicle. Get driver location. And get world location of the driver location scene component. Set it to this transform and get the vehicle rotation, actor rotation, and then we get character, get mesh, or play montage. For the montage, we choose this looping driving vehicle. Create any montage and asset section, choose it to loop. You can see this sign. It means it is looping. And this blend in, set it to 0, and blend out, set it to 0. Go back to this interaction and use this animation montage. Get character, get capsule component, and set collision enable. Set it to no collision. Get camera boom. Set the collision, do collision test to fall. And get character, get character movement, the same as before. We want to set it to flying. Get character and get mesh. Get anim instant. Has to ABP menu to stop the controlling of the leg. Set CR alpha to fall. And next we call the complete the interaction. Then we attach to the character to the vehicle actor. Get vehicle and keyword all of the transform. And we get vehicle and get player controller enable input for the vehicle. And before we enable the input, we copy this called process this vehicle. Here is intercar teleport. Now let's move this down. And we get vehicle can interact with driver door and can interact with passenger door. And select when it's fall, it is driver door. When it's true, it is passenger door. And call N. Sometimes you cannot open the door because the door already simulate the physics. You can see inside the deformable blueprint, and this on physics enable. We cannot interact with the driver door when the door is simulate the physics because it get too much damage. So we just teleport to enter the vehicle. We press select all of this, press C to comment on it. Or find nearest door and interactable door. Get vehicle get actor location, get actor forward vector, multiply it with minus 140 and add this vector because we want this location stay at the back of the vehicle a little bit. Split, get character, and get actor location, get actor up vector, get capsule component, get scale, capsule half height, multiply it with the up vector, go to float, then subtract it with the location of the character. Split this, subtract with the height of the vehicle, and call absolute, and let's compare it less or equal. Make literal float. This is the magic number you can when it's too much different height. So I set it to 25 and connect this to N. Then create a branch. Before we call the enter the car, if it's true, we enter the car with animation, and if it false, we enter the car with teleport. This one we comment it. Name is compare height. Copy, paste this. Create a slope. Rotate. Scale this to 2. The Z. Now move it. This is a really high slope. Copy another one. Change the slope. Try again. Then we press C. Get out. Press C again. It teleport enter. Not open the door, because when we open the door, it causes the animation to not function correctly. And next we want to check what if the car flip. To know that the car is flipped, we get the vehicle and get vector up vector. and break this vector. For the z, we compare it less than 0 and set it to the variable name is flip. If it's less than 0, it means it is flip. The wheel is facing the sky. Get we call movement component get forward speed and greater than 100 or Boolean flip and create a branch. If the vehicle is moving and it is flipping, we don't want the character to enter the vehicle. Just call the complete the interaction. Exit car race. When the left is not overlap and get flip, create a branch and get vehicle can interact driver door, create a branch, and if we can interact, we exit with the animation, and if we cannot interact, we exit and teleport at the left side of the car. And also when the vehicle is flipped, we exit teleport. Let's play test. We try to flip this car. Now the vehicle is flipping. When we press exit C and we teleport to exit. And when we press C again, we cannot enter the vehicle because it is flipping. Now we want to load the camera plan when it's possess another vehicle or possess the character. Go to third person character blueprint. In this third person, create a custom event. The name is plan camera to vehicle. Get this follow camera and get world transform, get vehicle as to destruction vehicle blueprint to get the camera of this vehicle camera component. Then set relative transform. Split this. Set everything to 0. After that, we set the character camera transform, and this transform. For the relative transform, we set the follow camera to target and create a timeline. The timeline is Lerp camera vehicle and play from start. Open this timeline, set it to 0.5, the track, add float track, and the name is time. Add key. First key is 0, time, value 0. The second key, the time is 0.5, the value is 1. Press F to focus. Select these two. Right click, use auto to lerp this. Use this curve instead of linear curve. And get vehicle has to destruction blueprint. Update and get the camera. Get world transform and set to vehicle camera. Get follow camera. Set world transform. You can split this and from the character camera to the vehicle camera, called Lerp transform, and alpha is 0 to 1. We use this timeline and split this location to location, rotation to rotation, and the other one is reverse from this. You add another custom event name blend camera to character. The vehicle has to be vehicle based deform destruction and get the camera. Set relative transform and split, set it to 0, and for the follow camera, set the relative transform to and get per transform, set to vehicle camera transform. Create a timeline. Name is Lerp camera character. Play from start and this 0.4 the length. Float track. Key is 0. And another one is 0.4. 0.4. The value is 1. Click F, like this two. Right click auto. and then get follow camera and get world transform, set it to character camera. When it's update, we set this from the vehicle camera to the character camera. Call Lerp transform to character camera. Use this alpha. And then we get vehicle has to BP, we call destruction. And the camera and then set world transform, split this transform, and this transform split it, location to location, rotation to rotation. On the begin play, get Lerp camera we call timeline. Get timeline length and set the length to this timeline vehicle. And another one, Lerp camera get timeline length, set it to this timeline length character. File, save, go to car interaction, enter vehicle, and we need to call this plan first. Get character, call plan camera to vehicle, and get the variable timeline, length of the vehicle, and we call the delay. We delay this and get player controller and call process. We process the vehicle after we plan the camera, and we have to remove the input mapping. We don't want the character to control the vehicle, only rotate around the vehicle. Comment on this. And after the door close, we process again. And when we process, you can see that this event, we add this input mapping again. And let's play test. And we press C. Now we plan the camera. And when we exit, we not yet have this plan. Go to car interaction. and we copy this plan to vehicle. And when we teleport enter, we do this plan and we'll connect it here, connect this, delete this process. And another one is exit. Move this. Get character and blend camera to character. Timeline, playing the vehicle, delay. After we complete this delay, we get player controller and process back to the character in pound. Connect it to the complete set relative rotation. And for the on notify begin, we can comment on this, copy and paste here, delete this on the begin, notify begin. Let's play test, and we can see the camera plan. After it enter the vehicle, we can control the vehicle, and it's blend to the character. When we exit, we have a small bug. It is glitching the camera. After we set this enter car event, after the CO alpha, we get string arm, set do collision test, and set it to false. Set back to true when we close, door close, notify. Now let's play. Go to enter from the passenger seat. Now we don't have any glitch. And thank you very much for watching. If you like this tutorial, please hit like and please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more tutorial. Thank you very much and see you in the next tutorial.